Now, ladies and gentlemen, my Counter-Strike Global Offensive roadmap for 2023. That, of course, goes for content and updates we're going to receive throughout this next year. Now, the past couple of days, you may have seen I made a very similar video to today's, but that, of course, has a little bit of a twist on it. That being, this is more of a wish list / dream edition, while the other one was a very realistic one, where it's pretty much only monetary updates we're going to receive throughout the year, a possible operation at best, but it's most likely going to be a rehash of the past 3 we just had. And today's video is going to be more for me, what I hope to see inside CSGO and where CSGO goes in the future, to help it as a game, but also as a community, and gives the people like you and I something to do on a daily basis, and also stops the cheating situation. So here's 8 things that I think and would love to see inside CSGO this year or whenever they feel like adding them, which for a majority of these things most likely will never happen, but a man can dream.
Today's video sponsor is, of course, SkinsMonkey. SkinsMonkey is a place where you can buy or instantly trade your CSGO skins for some new flashy ones. It has a modern and easy to use layout with multiple different filters, and if needed, it has a 24/7 live chat support team. All you have to do is make sure you have your trade link, and on your first trade, if you have a leftover balance, it goes towards your current balance, which can be used when you end up trading skins. If there's a skin you really want and don't have enough for it, there's an option where you can top up your balance, and if you deposit with cash, you get a 35% deposit bonus, which is very nice. This holiday season, SkinsMonkey is offering one of the best deals I've ever seen across any single trading website. They've prepared free gifts for everyone. Christmas has come early. Now, as soon as you go on, you can get one of 3 things. You can get a completely free CSGO skin of really any single value, a 45% deposit bonus, which is 10% more than normal, being a 35 usually, or of course a free balance on the site, which can be used to any item you want to trade for. The first gift is free, and others are unlocked through the trading website.
So the very first thing I want to talk about, and that I want to see this next year, that I think is actually pretty possible in this next couple of years, that being some sort of anti-cheat, and not some bullish anti-cheat where they just update the game and, it's harder to cheat. I'm hoping there's some sort of face it type of anti-cheat where you have to launch it with CSGO, or it's already in the game, so it's a lot harder for people to cheat, so it's harder for you to play cheaters. Now, will that completely stop them? Absolutely not. You look at a place like Faceit, there's a lot of cheaters on there still, which is pretty sad, but they're a lot less than there are on CSGO matchmaking, and make it a lot more difficult, and maybe there'd be a paywall behind cheats, which would stop a lot of people from cheating in the first place. I shouldn't have to play a game like Counter-Strike, as big as it is, as big of a company Valve is, and have to question almost every game I play on matchmaking, the other person on the other team is cheating, or if someone on my own team is cheating. This also might boost sales for them too, if that makes any sense, because a skin changer is technically cheating, and there's a lot of people who buy cheats just for the skin changer. So if they ban that, ban a better anti-cheat, more people would be forced to buy skins. Wouldn't that help the market? I don't know. Just makes sense to me. But I think we need to see something in the next little while, because it gets progressively worse every single year, and this past year in 2022, it's been the worst I've ever experienced it. Now, next up at number 2 is something we've seen this past couple of years as well, in concept art and concept videos, that being weapon charms. This is a little more controversial, but this is also something that I think is very realistic and possible to happen in this next little while. Maybe Valve is kind of bored, they want to release something new to the public and have something new for us to see and get through in-game cases. It might be something that Valve wants us to have for us to try and unbox and get something very new, and that'd be pretty cool, I think. Here are some concepts of a Pokeball, for an example, on an M4A4. This is the default. Yeah, sure, it's a default M4. Yeah, sure, it's a Pokeball. It's probably not going to be a Pokeball if it gets added to CSGO because of copyright and whatnot, but I think it just looks so cool. The idea of a weapon charm and keychain type of thing has been controversial because it's, shifting from CSGO to Valorant, but I still think having the option to have one, maybe on the end of your weapon so it's harder to see, it's still there, maybe you have to inspect it, I think that'd be really cool, and I think a lot of people would really enjoy that. It'd give more people to grind for something, and that's what I think people want, as of recently anyway. Now, something that would combat people not wanting weapon charms, and maybe some very flashy skins like myself every once in a while. You want to play CSGO without skins, and you don't want to pick up a weapon that has maybe the Fever Dream on it, where it looks like a 4-year-old's bottom drew it with a crayon. No more skins, and you have the option to turn off the crazy stuff in-game. This is extremely controversial as well, but it's something I would like to maybe see in the future. It's been talked about in some of my past streams where I used to stream on YouTube. Some people would come in and ask some questions about it. I also brought it up. This would be for a lot of people like me, so this game does not feel like Valorant. The reason I play Counter-Strike, yes, of course, the community is great. Yes, of course, the game is great, but the reason I don't play Valorant is because it's Valorant. It's too different from Counter-Strike, and it's too different from just a, run and gun FPS first-person shooter like a game like CS. I think it'll be a little controversial, but some skins, charms, and agents can actually feel like the game is completely different, especially this past 2 or 3 years with all these new agents and different things added to the game. Sometimes it doesn't really feel like CSGO, which kind of sucks, and I think this would really help that if you have an option to turn that off. Now, next up is something we've also seen in concepts videos this past year as well, that being grenade skins. Now, grenade skins for me aren't the most crazy thing, but it's something I'd like to be seeing in the game in the next 2 to 3 years. Zeus skins, yes, you can have them them, but like you never buy a Zeus. Like, let's be real, okay? You never buy a Zeus. I don't think it would make that much of a difference. Grenades make the most sense. Now, how they could do that, I have no idea, and that's probably what stopped them this entire time. Also, what I think has stopped people, and Valve specifically, from making grenade skins inside CS a real thing is when you're looking at these things on the ground. Most people aren't going to know which grenade, like if there's a flashbang down in front of them, they're not going to run over to it. When right now, you can tell the difference between a flashbang and an HE grenade, right? You run over to each one or whatever one you want. So balancing that, I think, will be pretty difficult, especially getting that shape with certain colors and it fitting on the grenade, and I hope to see that as well. Now, next up, I have to at least mention it once, that being Source 2. With the amount of leaks and rumors we got this past year, a man can only dream, only think that we're going to get it very soon. Ever since 2017, we've been getting rumors, leaks in here and there, but this past year, we've gotten the most we've ever had before. It's being worked on. It's just a matter of time when it's going to release. It's been very confusing for a lot of people as well what Source 2 is actually going to bring to the table. Here's a quick summary. It's going to increase CSGO's lifespan, essentially. It's not going to do a whole lot of wonders at the very beginning. It's not going to change much, but it's going to change how skins look in game with certain different lighting effects, and over time, people are going to be able to create some very insane things, and that's where CSGO is going to benefit the most from this. Now, the reason it hasn't come out yet, well, it's a pretty big update. You know, if there's a sticker that looks off inside CS, the whole market crashes. So what do you think, how would you think Source 2, if it came out and broke the game, people would affect the skins market, right? Would they sell everything? Most likely, yeah. I'm pretty sure they're taking their time with it for that specific reason. Now, our next thing up is very similar to Source 2, like we talked about this past year, so I'm going to briefly go over it. An operation, but I simply just want it different from the last 3 we got and different from all the other operations before. Make it have more of a campaign feel, make us do more co-op missions or missions like that on our own, increase the price $10, but make it 10 times more detailed, and I will happily pay that price to you. I just want something different rather than a bunch of skins thrown at us, get blinded by nostalgia so we don't look at how bad the update actually was, like we did with Riptide. Now, our next thing is more communication from the devs. Please, just talk to us once a week, either if it's through a blog post, Reddit, Twitter, I don't care. It'd be happy to just talk to the devs and see what's going on. You don't have to tell us what's coming out anytime soon, just some talk and some appreciation for your community and some recognition. That's all we want. Recognize that there's problems going on, recognize that we have a cheating problem, recognize this, that, things that people want, say yes or no, whatever you want. Just having a line of communication, I think, is going to be so good and will benefit CSGO so much, especially for the long term of things. Now, our second last thing up here is weekly cool challenges for XP or maybe even skins or some sort of item that's maybe already on the shop. So for an example, maybe CSGO on the off time of an operation when there's not anything going on like that, you have the option to do a bunch of weekly challenges, right? To maybe either get a skin, get a case drop, get an extra drop on the one you already have, and to combat from people abusing this, maybe you have to have a Prime account already. I'm not sure, something around the lines of that. I think that'd be very refreshing for the game, be very cool. And lastly, I hope this happens very soon. Will it? Probably not. I hope and I want CSGO to somehow partner with FACEIT officially. I want FACEIT to be brought into CSGO, the engine itself, so you don't have to launch 30 different launchers at the exact same time to have an anti-cheat or to search for matches on FACEIT. Have it all built into CSGO makes the most amount of sense, would optimize your computer a lot more, and I think it would just make the world go around and make it a better place. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys agree with this wish list / dream edition? Did I dream maybe a little too hard? Have I been recently? Because for me personally, I don't think it's that much to ask for. Are we going to get half the stuff I talked about? Probably not, but I think things like an anti-cheat, weapon charms, more communication, maybe weekly challenges are definitely a thing that could happen in the next couple of years, and maybe even something like I've talked about in Mando Monday and some other videos with patches. They release new patches maybe with the next operation where you can have them on your wrists, maybe even your gloves, which I think would change up the entire game itself. The patches market would go absolutely crazy because you'd actually be able to see them in game, and I think we could have some very rare things going on. Let me know what you guys think. Stay positive, stay sexy. I'm out, guys. Peace.